What up, world? Welcome to the episode of BrandonJaneauShow. As you know, I am BrandonJaneau, and like always on all podcast platforms everywhere, BrandonJaneauShow. Social media platforms, Instagram, Threads, BrandonJaneau, Facebook, The BrandonJaneauShow, and of course, TikTok, BrandonJaneauShow, man. Go follow me on all of those social media platforms. Hope you guys enjoy the new stuff out. I didn't really clip anything today. I got an episode out, and I really didn't clip anything today on TikTok, so bear with me. But yeah, really where you can go though, very simple. Really where you go, it's a very simple place, and that is the YouTube channel, Brandon News Show, man. Subscribe, comment. I do comment back. Um, yeah, man. Go to the YouTube channel, Brandon News Show. Subscribe. Like the vids. It helps in the algorithms if you like the vids. Um, yeah, man. Um, but yeah, let's get into it, man. Tonight, it is wrestling life. Yes, I said it is wrestling life. Um, Usually I got topics. Usually I got stuff I want to talk about. But let's just cut all the bullshit out the way and let's just get to it. So WWE has three three massive events, so they say, this upcoming weekend. Uh, and really is because of uh, ooh, ooh, it was itching. Anyway, WWE has three massive events, including uh, the second ever women's pay per view, Evolution, um, in Atlanta, Georgia this weekend. But it's all because of also AEW All In. Now, for a wrestling fan, I mean a real wrestling fan, not these AEW sickos, not these WWE politicians, real goddamn wrestling fans. This is a pretty great weekend for us if you really want to watch wrestling. This is a great weekend for us. You get everything that you want. It's like Christmas for wrestling fans. This is literally Christmas for wrestling fans. But even with Christmas, sometimes you get socks. Sometimes you get socks. And WWE is about to give us a whole bunch of fucking socks for this upcoming week. One thing I've always said about AEW, I don't give a fuck if they can't tell stories. I don't give a fuck if they can't book the shit properly. I don't give a fuck if they kind of do the same shit over and over and over again. I don't give a fuck. I don't. Well, I do give a fuck that they have their actual main championship in a fucking briefcase. That shit is just insane. I just can't. I can't. I'm sorry. Your main title is still in a briefcase. I just can't do this, man. I'm sorry, man. I can't do it. Anyway, one thing that I've always said about AEW is AEW can fucking wrestle. I do not care what you say. AEW will be great at wrestling, and that's what the fuck they are great at. And so you're asking them for their WrestleMania to go out there and just wrestle. This shit is gonna be interesting. Anyway, WWE has three events this weekend, and I am not looking forward. Let me scratch that. I'm looking forward to one, not all three. The one I'm looking forward to is the one I'm actually doing a rate review show on, and that's Evolution. I have decided to not do my rate review show on NXT Great American Bash. The reason why is because I literally do not know who the fuck is wrestling at Great American Bash. I have no clue. Not a fucking clue. Your best story in NXT is Ricky Saints and Ethan Page for the North American Championship. Outside of that, all of this shit is just thrown together. All of this shit is thrown together. Now I got a lot of backlash when I did my last review show for NXT, and that's not why I'm doing it, because I really don't give a fuck about y'all on social media. You motherfuckers are politicians, and I don't give a fuck about y'all. Y'all motherfuckers sway with the wind. The reason why I'm not doing it is because I'm not intrigued by this shit. Like it's nothing good. on Great American Bash. There's nothing. There's not one fucking storyline that I think is going to be intriguing. Like, not one. This is the second straight. You realize, the NXT Battleground, NXT Battleground was May 25th. May 25th. This PLE is until July 12th. You had a month to build a worthy opponent for Obafemi. What I actually would have done is had Jasper Troy, who you had go against Obafemi, which was the dumbest shit on the planet. You had him fight Obafemi. You should have just waited and had him fight Obafemi at this pay-per-view. Like, it would have been way easier to sell and do. But instead, you gave that match a little bit too damn fast. And you could have Jasper Troy run through everybody for at least a month. Just run through everybody. And Oba's the last person he runs through. And then he loses to Obafemi because he can't beat Obafemi because he's just not there yet. Or you could even do a shock title change. I mean, people forget Karrion Kross came in, I think he had like maybe one or two matches, and then he fought Keith Lee and beat Keith Lee and took the belt from Keith Lee. You could have done that same shit with Jasper Troy. Not saying that he needed to keep the belt for a crazy amount of time. You could have just did the same shock value thing you did with JC James. Hold on, man. Anyway, you could have did the same shock value thing you did with JC James. The fact of the matter is this, man. They fucked up. This NXT card is so fucking boring. They have nothing on the card. And no matter what people want to say, the one thing about WWE has always been is that they could tell stories. And they have not told stories in the last since shit. I can even say WrestleMania because I don't even they had half a story sometimes in that fucking build. They barely tried that fucking build. But either way it goes, man. You have NXT going up against AEW at noon. AEW's winning that. Listen, WWE got a machine behind them, but AEW's gonna win that because you have pretty much just thrown these fucking kids. And I said this shit when the Battleground review show happened. I said you can't do that with NXT. I don't give a fuck what you believe in your heart of hearts. You can't do that shit with NXT. You can't just put a card together and then tell us, all right, this is the matchups. No, man, we need something that's substantial. And this ain't it. This ain't it. WWE has completely and utterly fucked NXT again. Like, I don't know what it is. Like I said, if I was them, I would have had Jasper Troy. No, like, God damn. Sorry. I would have had Jasper Troy go on a winning streak for the last for like a week of like the whole month of July, the whole month of June. And by the time we got to Battleground, him and Obafemi would have fought. By the time we got to Great American Bash, him and Obafemi would have fought. But you just threw a match together last fucking week, and this is the same thing I had about Miles Bourne winning the Battle Royal. You did the same shit to him. You just threw him in a match. Just threw him in a title match. It's like, what are we doing? Hank and Tank are defending the tag team titles tonight on NXT. Why they not defending the titles on NXT at the PLE? I don't fucking know. But nobody has cared about them NXT tag team titles since Fraxium lost them to Hank and Tank at Stand and Deliver. Nobody gives a fuck about them tag team titles. Nobody. You might as well put them on the collar then. It will make more sense. And that's nothing. You have no more tag teams in NXT. You broke up the No Quarter Catch crew. I mean, are you gonna move up the swipe right? I mean, from Evolve? Like, what are we doing? Like, I just don't understand the building of the NXT. And then on top of that, you put the Great American Bash used to be 2 weeks of TV, free TV with matches on it that made sense. You could tell a story. You decided to scrap that shit and then put it on with no build, no storylines, nothing intriguing at all. and you just decide to put it on at the same time as AEW's main WrestleMania. Bro, what the fuck are you doing? And I don't know if this is because they really just don't like AEW. Yes, they really don't like AEW. What the fuck am I talking about? But also, it could also be just because TKO is stupid, and they don't understand that there's a position of like you can't continuously put people in situations like this. The fact that this shit isn't even selling out places anymore is ridiculous. NXT used to be somewhat of a watchable show. I watch NXT, but even the women's division, which was always the most intriguing part of the NXT brand, that shit ain't even hitting like it used to. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, I'm just like, what the fuck are we doing, man? Your new acquisition, Blake Moreau, formerly known as Mariah May in AEW, is her first match is going to also be on this card at Great American Bash, but nobody's going to fucking care because you put it in a tag team match. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? It's like what the your most intriguing match isn't even probably going to be on a card, which is Ethan Page and Ricky Saints. Outside of that, you have nothing else on this card that's even intriguing. Yeah, you've been trying to build the Izzy and Soruka's storyline, but that storyline is tied to Soruka at some point getting turned on by Zarya. Which, by the way, Soruka's going up against the team with Zarya the next fucking night at Evolution, which is another thing that they're doing. WWE can barely sell these fucking places out right now, which is crazy to think that WWE has been one of the best selling tickets, hottest wrestling tickets on the planet, and they're killing their own product because you cannot put people in situations where they do not give a fuck. NXT has nothing. They have no direction, which is a bad fucking thing for a young brand like that. You got a lot of young fucking wrestlers on that brand. You just took away Julia. Roxanne is gone. Stephanie is now gone. Jordan Grace is the only one that's still there, and even she's about to dip at some point. Yeah, you got Blake Moreau, but how long is she going to be there? Jada Parker's going to leave at some point. Kalani's going to leave at some point. So Ruka's definitely leaving at some point. Yeah, we could retool the NXT women's division, but it's just like, what are we doing, man? Even that is bad. Like you haven't even built that properly. Like I've never thought I'd see NXT's women's division be the one that kind of is taking a dip. You didn't really build this storyline with Jordan Grace or JC Jane. It's just like, oh, JC Jane's the underdog champion. Nobody believes she's going to be Jordan Grace. Who the fuck doesn't believe she's going to be Jordan Grace? That doesn't make any sense to give the belt to Jordan Grace when you just could have gave the belt to Jordan Grace at fucking Battleground. She could have just beat Stephanie Van Kerr right in there and kept it moving. So you're gonna turn around the next pay? That is sloppy fucking booking. Like, bruh, come on. Oh, good God Almighty! And then you got the next night, the same night, the same day, later that night is Saturday Night Main Event. Now, I don't know if you add another match. Maybe it comes from SmackDown. Maybe it's Aleister Black and Damian Priest. Maybe it's Jacob Fatu and Solo. Maybe it's a little bit too early for that. But I can see Aleister Black and Damian Priest having a match at Saturday Main Event, especially if Aleister Black takes out R-Truth. I can see it at Saturday Main Event. You need another match. But I like the four match card. Like, because Goldberg's not wrestling 20 fucking minutes. That shit ain't happening. Especially in his last fucking match. This shit is gonna be 8 minutes in and out. More's gonna be on his entrance. Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre is a great match to have. Seth Rollins and LA Knight is awesome. It's a great match to have. Like I said, they probably need to add one more match. And that's about it. Saturday Night Main Event, I like the fact that they put 3 matches on here. They need to add one more match, but that's about it. Saturday Night Main Event did not need 4, 6, 7, 8 matches like a lot of these fucking people on social media cry about. You're delusional if you think a fucking card like this needs that many matches, bro. You're fucking delusional. And for people that sit there and saying, and then you got Evolution Sunday. And you've done these women no favors. You've done none of these women any favors. Why was Rhea and Io not on Monday Night Raw last night? Why was Stephanie not on Monday Night Raw last night? You have vignettes for these three women. Stephanie's clearly winning the battle royal. That makes the most sense. Who the fuck wins the battle royal? It doesn't make any sense to give it to anybody else but her. Your biggest match is Io and Rhea, and they're both not on TV. The fuck are we doing? Why are they not on TV? The fuck are you doing? Evolution. I hope that is an amazing show. I will be doing my rating review show for it. But at the same time, man, WWE has not done any of these people favors. And this is why I say WWE is going to get severely fucked this week. Because you just think because you're WWE, people are just going to turn on TV and just watch you. And for the WWE politicians, yes, they are. But this is one of the worst weeks for WWE. This is a bad week, especially if AEW goes out there and does what they're supposed to do, and that's killed in the wrestling aspect. It doesn't take a lot to get people to care about the company. You suck at stories, you suck at booking, but the one aspect of this week that you have to kill is the wrestling. And that's exactly what they're going to do. WWE has done themselves no favors with this fucking event. And I just, 3 shows, and I can tell you, I don't give a fuck about 2 of them. I don't care about Saturday Night Main Event. I really don't give a shit about NXT. And that's crazy to sit there and say you don't care about NXT, because NXT has been killing, but it's just like, bro, Battleground was just fucking terrible. It was fucking bad, man. And now you do, and that's worse. It's worse. You don't even give us a proper build for any of this NXT shit. And you just expect us just to turn it on because it's NXT. Like, no, man. This shit is bad, man. This shit is bad. And I wished the WWE would not have done this. I really wish the WWE would have not have done this. You put so many of your wrestlers, so many of your people in bullshit booking situations because of this. 3 events, and it all feel lackluster. Saturday Night Event actually feels like the one that could actually be the surprise there, because you do not know what they're gonna do with it. But outside of that, it's just like, bro, what the fuck are we doing? I don't have really too much to say else about the rest of the shit, because at the end of the day, bro, this is the problem. WWE needs to understand you are the big fish in the sea. Stop worrying about what the fuck the little guppy is doing. And on top of that, TKO needs to stop doing what the fuck they're doing. This is not the UFC. You do not have to put on pay-per-views every fucking weekend. You need to learn the business of wrestling. And that's what's killing the fucking company right now. That's it. That's all I want to talk about. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.